All right, Shalom to your brother Shamar from Phoenix. With that being said, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWAHSHI, BAHASHAM, RAWCHAA, QUADASH. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutation to the brothers doing this work in truth and sincerity. Real quick, I want to get into a real quick lesson about how this place has to go, man. How if you really observe and you look at all the way Esau does everything, it's fucking it's insane. The way he just carries on. And you know that the Lord's not going to allow this to go any further than it has to. Because if this devil was allowed to continue this wickedness, this system, it would be, this whole world would be destroyed, man. Under Esau's hand. Because he pollutes everything. But that just shows you the nature of the so-called white man. He is bent like a fucking Terminator to do evil, man. That's his primary mission and goal, and his mentality is to do evil. And so you know who the enemy is, and you know who the Lord hates. The Lord hates Esau. The Lord hates Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, because he is the wicked of the earth. And with that, I'm going to get Matthew 24:37. It says, "But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be." So when the days of Noah was a high level of wickedness, man, it was wickedness great and exceeding. Before he destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, which is another example, the wickedness of that place was great and exceeding, man. So as we are in these present days, Esau's wickedness is continually outdoing. He's continually outdoing himself in his wickedness, man. So that just tells you that the Lord's going to come back, man, and destroy this place. But I'm going to read that back again. This is Matthew 24:37. It says, "But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be." So that's going to give you a precursor, a sign, man, of what the world's going to be like prior to the Lord returning. But then I'm going to get Genesis 6:11. This is Genesis 6:11. And it says, "The earth was also corrupt before Yahawah, and the earth was filled with violence." And that's exactly the state of the world that we're in today. And this is right before the flood. So what do we read in Matthew, man? As it was in the days of Noah. So as in the days of Noah, it was a high level of wickedness. I'm going to read this back again because they're going to give you a description of what the days of Noah were like. It says, "The earth was also corrupt before Yahawah, and the earth was filled with violence." And that's exactly what the state of the so-called world is today, man. It's corrupt before the Most High because everything is contrary to it. You have these homosexuality, these all wicked manner of sexual perversion that Esau allows. You got the food all messed up, the air all messed up, the water all messed up. It's corrupt, man. There's no balance to nothing. There's no balance to nothing in this world. That's corruption. Yeah, that's a false balance. Because a false balance is evil in the sight of the Most High. That's corrupt. So the world right now is a state of corruption, man. There is no balance to nothing in this earth. And the earth was filled with violence, and the earth is filled with violence, man. We see that increasing on a day-to-day basis. We see wars increasing, we see riots increasing, we see uprising of the people increasing. Hey, the earth is filled with violence. So as the days of Noah were, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be. So his wickedness is exceedingly great, man. But that I want to get 1 Maccabees 1:9 because it just shows you that Esau was the start of wickedness, man. He was the progenitor of wickedness. He was here to do wickedness. Was him in rulership, wickedness increased upon the earth. This is 1 Maccabees 1:9. Talking about these Edomites, man. Back in the days of the Maccabees, and I'll be at verse 7. "So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died." These are the Edomites, and his servant bare rule everyone in his place. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. And that's exactly what this whole-called white man did. The white man did, according to Job 9:24. He took rulership of the earth, given to him by the hands of YAHAWAHSHI. Job 9:24. The earth given to the hands of the wicked. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth. So when when the Lord gave rulership to Esau, Edom, you know, according to Job 9:24, that was for the multiplication of wickedness, man. The evils that were multiplied upon this earth. As what? To show you who the devil is, to show you who the enemy is, you know, to show you what things must come before the coming of the Lord. You know, Esau's the Most High's whipping stick, man. He's his sword, you know, to chastise Jake. But he did it beyond the what's the word I'm trying to say? Beyond beyond humanity, man. He was exceedingly evil in what he was doing. He went above and beyond in this call of wickedness. With that, I'm gonna get Revelation 18 chapter, man. This is Revelation, the 18th chapter. I'll start at verse 4. And it says, "And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of here, my people, that you be not partakers with sins, and you receive not of her plagues." That's talking about Babylon, which is America, according to the scriptures. "For her sins have reached unto heaven, and Yahawah has remembered her iniquity." So going back all the way to when the Lord gave rulership to Esau, Edom, it says in the book of Maccabees that the evil was multiplied upon the earth. From that point on, into this day and age, to this very time now that we're living in, her sins have reached into heaven. So they're multiplied exceedingly, man. They're multiplied exceedingly. And with that, I want to get, I think it's Isaiah 1 and 9. It says Isaiah 1 and 9, it says, "Except the Lord of hosts had left us a very small remnant." So the Lord saved a group of men for himself that weren't going to partake and not going to bow down to Baal. You know, he was going to give certain men the spirit and put the truth in them, man. You know, and most I wanted is it's the men of great millstone. I mean, it has to be, because the men of great millstone, starting from the apostles and elders on down, they are the only true defenders of the gospel upon the earth. They are the only true defenders of this word upon the earth. They are the only true example of truth, man, of righteousness upon the earth, man. You know, as best as we can do it, because our righteousness is filthy rags. But the Lord has given these men, starting to the apostles and elders on down, this true understanding, man, in order and discipline, and pushing out this word and the glorification of the Most High by pushing out this word. That's the small remnant that the Lord has left upon the earth. The Lord always keeps a small remnant to himself, man. A remnant of, I guess you could say, like superheroes, kind of, man, that are going to continue to fight and defend and for the cause, you know, despite the obstacles and evil and wickedness around them, you know. And in a sense, that's what we do, man. You know, despite the wickedness and evil around them, we through the Spirit have turned our back on the world and followed this straight gate, man. I'm going to keep on going. It says, "Hear the word of the Lord, ye rulers of Sodom. Give ear unto the law of our power, ye people of Gomorrah. To what purpose is the multitude sacrificed to me, said Lord? I am full of burnt offerings of rams, and a fat bed beast, like a fat of fed beast, that light not the blood of bullocks, or of lambs, or of he-goats. When you come to appear before me, who has required this at your hand to tread my course?" Because the majority of our people, you know, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, you know, they went off, man. You know, and they try to find good favor with the Lord in these holiday houses, but the Lord's not listening to them, man. The Lord's not caring about their Thanksgivings and their holidays and their prayers and their tithes that they give to these wicked-ass pastors. When you come to appear before me, who has required this at your hand to tread my courts? Being no more vain oblations, incense is an abomination to me. The new moon and Sabbath, calling assemblies, I cannot away with. It is iniquity, even a solemn meeting. You know, so these jakes that are going to church thinking that, you know, that they're doing their work for the Lord, they're not, man. Because why? Because they're following Esau's program. You know, they're following the Sabbath that Esau says, man. You know, he proclaims Sunday the Sabbath, which is not true. You know. I'm going to keep on going. Your new moon, your appointed feast, my soul hateth. They are trouble to me, and I am weary to bear them. So all these holidays, these fake holidays that these so-called Christians celebrate, you know, and, you know, started with Christmas and Easter and things like that, You know, they thinking that that's the Lord's day, man. These jakes, man, these bugged out jakes, these that's following these false doctrines and whatever other bullshit or madness of a so-called religion that they're into, which is contrary to the truth. You know, the Lord. You know, they think that they're serving the Lord and with their Thanksgivings and their Christmases and Easters, but they're not, man. They're committing wickedness, and the Lord hates that, man. So you know, so the Lord hates Christmas. The Lord hates Thanksgiving. The Lord hates Easter. You know, when you out there and these people are out there and they doing that wickedness and these basically serving other gods. You know, but in their mind they think they're serving the Lord, or they're paying homage to the Lord, but they're not, man. And when you spread forth your hands, I will hide mine eyes from you. Yea, when you make many prayers, I will not hear you, for your hands are full of blood. You know why? Because they follow the ways of the so-called white man. They follow the wickedness and evil of the so-called white man. You know why? Because he is the wicked of the earth, and his sins are multiplied to heaven, man. Wash you, make clean, put away the evil of your doings. Verse 16, Slakia. Wash you, make clean, put away the evil of your doings, and from before my eyes cease to do evil. So we're surrounded by evil, man. You know, and since Jake is in the midst of it, he continues to do evil, but the Lord's telling the small remnant to cease to do evil. And the Lord's calling men out of His truth, and we have forsaken this world, man, and the ways of it. And we have washed ourselves, what? Through the word. And we made ourselves clean. And we put away the evil doings, man. We're going to go off here and there, but to the most part, you know, we have chose to follow the Lord, man, through the Spirit. Learn to do well, seek judgment, relieve the oppressed, judge the fatherless, plead for the widow. It says learn to do well, man. You know, and so when you come into the truth, you got to learn to do things correctly all over again. You know, like the scripture says, we got to be as a newborn babe. You know, but I'm going kind of getting off subject. But the point of it is that that the wickedness of Esau Edom, man, is exceedingly great upon the earth, and for that the Lord needs to destroy him. You know, he can't be allowed to continue any further. You know, because his wickedness is at an all-time high. And with that, I want to get Isaiah 3 and 9. It said, the show of the counters does witness against them, and they declare the sin is Sodom, they hide it not. Woe unto their souls, for they are rewarded evil unto themselves. That goes for you Jakes too. You know, these Jakes out here, you know, these so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, they pride themselves in the wickedness that they do. You can hear it in the rap music and in the movies and the way that they act, man. You know, it's folly to them to do wickedness. They show it on their countenance. Why? Because they're following the example of Esau Edom. They're following the example of the wicked of the earth, the so-called white man. Woe unto their soul, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves, man. So that's really what's coming to them. You know, with that, I'm going to close it out with Ezekiel 16:49. I think it is. You know, just a quick lesson, you know, because as I go through my work day, I see majority, I see Edomites, and I see the pride of their countenance, and the looks on their faces, and you can tell that there's wickedness and evil within them, man. That they're just here to please their own belly. You know, they can put on the front like they so-called believe in the Most High, but really they just care about bullshit. You know, and they look at you Jakes, you so-called blacks, Latino, Native Americans, as nothing. You know, but that's the scripture. That's what the scriptures say was going to happen anyways. But, you know, he's not going to be allowed to continue any further, man. The Lord's going to shut this down. He's going to shut it down real soon. Because like we read the opening scripture manual, as the days of Noah, so shall the Son of the Son of Man be. So the time that they're living in now are exactly like the days of Noah, man. A time of great wickedness. Behold, Ezekiel 16:49, it says, behold, this was the iniquity of their sister Sodom, pride, fullness of bread, and abundance of idleness. So that's what America, man, that's the mentality of America. You know, the gluttony, you eat much as you can. They got fast food places everywhere to gorge yourself. They got buffets to gorge yourself. They got pride, you know, they tell you to be proud about bullshit. And the abundance of idleness, the abundance of idleness, man. This world, this America is all about folly. It's all about entertainment. It's all about idleness, man. It's all about a bunch of bullshit. was in her and her daughters, neither did she strengthen the hand of the poor and needy. You know what, the way these devils got the system set up, man. Jake, there's no way that Jake can come up. There's no way that Jake can have a decent shot of life. But you know, that's the scripture too, because Micah 2:10, this is not our rest. And they were haughty and committed an abomination before me, therefore I took them away as I saw good. You know, but basically the point is that, you know, this gives you a description of Esau, Edom, man. Because this is the new Sodom and Gomorrah. This is the new Egypt. This is the new Rome. Spiritually, you know. And the thing about it, the Lord's going to destroy this place. And the Lord's going to destroy you Jakes that follow this so-called white man. You know, so the point of the lesson was trying to get to that, you know, this place, America, because of its great wickedness, is going to be destroyed. And anybody who follows after that wickedness, whether it be you so-called blacks, Teal, Native Americans that follow after the so-called white man and the wickedness of his ways, you're going to be destroyed right along with it, man. You know, because you partake in that wickedness, because you partook in it. Now, I'm going to close it out with this here. This is Zechariah 13:9. Says, I will bring the third part through the fire, and we find them as silver as we find, and will try them as gold is tried. And they shall call upon my name. Oh, just like I started verse 8. It shall come to pass in all the lands, says the most high, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. So 2 parts, 2/3 of our people, of the Israelites, they're going to die along with this so-called white man. They're going to get those missiles along with this so-called white man. 2 parts should have been cut off and died, but the third shall be left therein. That's talking about the 1/3 of the Lord, the small remnant the Lord has saved for himself. And I will bring the third part through the fire. So we're gonna have that salvation. Most high willing, we be those men. You know, we find them as silver is fine, we'll try them as gold is tried. You know, that's the tribulation and trials that we go through while we're in this truth. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them, and I will say it is my people, and they shall say the Lord is my power, man. So that's what we got to look forward to, man. I know that, you know, me personally, you're just being in this wicked ass place, it vexes you. You know, it kind of disappoints you, man. But through the spirit, you got to stay strong and realize that, you know, we're going to get out of here pretty soon, man. And America's got to go. And with that, man, it's a real quick lesson. Most High willing, I hope it was edifying. That one say, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawahshi, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawahshi, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawahshi, Shalom.